What's up? Welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be discussing the Thunder Cage, and I'm going to bring to you 3 builds in a very short video. Number 1, you are going to want to re-roll 3 of these stats, and they have to have firearm critical hit rate, firearm critical hit damage, and firearm attack. You got to have them god rolled. I like using this weapon on my bosses, so I have bonus firearm attack versus Colossi. That is entirely up to you on what you want your 4th one to be. You can have it at firearm, electrical attack, whatever you would want. Okay? More importantly, let's get to the modules. And before we do that, right down here in the bottom corner, guys, is weapon info. Okay? It's very important before you start building a weapon. Preferably, let's come up here super quick and go to the Python, and I will show you. It's default. These are default, right? You don't want nothing on there. So now let's come down here and look at the weapon info. Right up here it says firearm critical hit rate 5%, firearm critical hit damage. You're only going to get a ×1. You wouldn't want to drop anything in these modules with critical damage at all. You might as well just put your face in the toilet bowl, flush it, and baptize yourself, alright? Because now you're making the weapon wrong. We already do enough dumb things in life, but in a video game, let's get it right and have a lot of fun. And let's not start off by putting on the wrong modules on the wrong weapon, right? What you'd want to put on here is weak point damage, because it's a ×2. So when you start adding all the modules with ×2, what? You are just going to be smacking that weak point. I don't think I'm ever going to make a build with the Python for my own personal reasons. But anyways, let's get back to the Thunder Cage. And here we are. So when we go into our weapon info, our base stats are pretty high on this times anyways, and the firearm critical hit rate. So I'm not going to take all this off, all right? And I can't switch over to my other ones. I guess I can, but as you see, it's at a 4%. Sorry, did not mean to say that. We are still at the 6 times a ×6, just because I still have these modules on. But this firearm critical hit damage is where you want to focus on this weapon, because it gives us that better bonus ×2, ×3, ×4. It's already set up for that. The firearm critical hit rate is also high on the Thunder Cage. Very important. Okay? So on this build here, we are focusing on the crit damage, crit rate, and just doing damage in general, and nothing with weak point, because we're not shooting at weak point. We just need to put ammo down the range and, do damage, DPS. So here we are, modules. This is not a budget build. You're going to have to put the work in. Action and reaction. Why? For firearm attack at 61%. Concentration stabilizer to counter the +20 recoil. And on top of that, we're going to get 6.5% critical hit damage. We're going to come down here, and we're going to do rifling reinforcement for that firearm attack at 32%. A better insight for that critical hit rate. Better concentration for that critical hit damage. Insight focus for that critical hit rate and critical hit damage. And most importantly, our concentration priority. Firearm critical hit damage, 120%. Your reload time modifier at -30%. That shit don't even matter, because we're on a Thunder Cage. So, boop, there goes the weasel. Here we are, back up top again. We're using concentrate support ammo, rounds per magazine, 30% with firearm critical hit damage at 6.5. We got our fire rate up, and we're going to go to expand weapon charge at +49%. This is the build. Now, let's say, here's build number 2. Let's say you do not want to use the concentrate support ammo. What I suggest you do is come right down here and equip lethal finish. When firing a firearm, ammo with an additional 60% critical hit rate is fired. Cooldown 15 seconds. When defeating an enemy with the enhanced bullets, module cooldown is 12.4 seconds. However, the firearm's base weak point damage is fixed at 100%. We don't even give a crap about weak point damage anyways. Not with the Thunder Cage. We're just be looking at overall DPS damage. Alright. That's the only thing you should probably switch on this build right here. Would just be to put on lethal finish. Okay? Now, we're going on to build 3, sorry. This is going to be focusing on your electric attack. So here we are with our third build for your Thunder Cage, and you're going to be focusing a couple things a little bit differently. You'd be going with electric enhancement right here. You'd be going with electric conductor. You would be taking electric attack. It gives you a negative 25% fire rate. That is fine because you're still going to be beaming with your Thunder Cage. I have tested this. You're fine. You would place this right here. Then you're going to take your concentration stabilizer and put it right here. Now, if you do not want to use your concentration stabilizer, you do have a little bit of kick from your action and reaction. What you can do is put fire rate right here if you want to. Alright? You have two options. But you want this. You want your electric enhancement and electric conductor. This will counter your recoil from the action and reaction. If you are comfortable with that little bit of kick it gives you, which is okay, you don't have to use this. You could just put your fire rate up. Okay? That's what you do. Either way, these three builds will absolutely smack, regardless of what you're doing. For an example, now let's get to your reload. Alright? When we reload, we're going to roll. And we'll instantly be back to shooting, so we minus out the reload time. Okay? So just roll. Now let's go back to the build real quick. I'm comfortable with not running lethal finish. About every time I shoot, no, regardless, I'm always hitting crits. Always. So that's why I'm not running this. That's why I'm still running concentrate support ammo. The reason why I am not running the electrical damage build is because I have yet to find a build that is competing with this DPS number. Right? This is my build. This is an original build. This isn't copied and pasted or whatnot from anybody else. This is mine. I did this. Okay? For the electric build, it's going to smack just like this build right here. You're just not going to have that DPS at 584,000. And man, it feels great to be close to 600k. That's what I was shooting for. The highest DPS I could get with the Thunder Cage. Okay? So either way, this is a great build. I enjoy it and I use it all the time. I hope this video has helped you. And everybody out there, stay safe, be blessed, and have a great day.